Welcome to the morning show. Hope you're all doing well. I want to infuse some motivation and spiritual insight into your day. Don't know how long we're going to be today. It's not the first video, but I'm going to talk about the new routine. So I slept with some new females last night. Thought I would tell you about it. It was actually a wild ride. And just woke up feeling refreshed and ready to take on the world. There were a couple of them, four in fact. So it was the night before last that I brought them in my room. And just the next day, waking up was a whole new experience where I had the energy to go throughout the day. And I just seemed that women felt something different about me. But anyway, these four females have been with me for a while, for about a year. Okay. One was bought at the store. Several were bought at the store. They were all bought at the store, in fact. And then they were brought here and they were given the necessities that they need to grow from their youthful state into a larger state. And now I move these females around. Sometimes the females are outside all day long for days and days. And then some days the females are brought inside where I have these lights. And then these females are okay with lights. They don't argue. They don't say much. And they emit this loving light and they don't talk shit. That's the most amazing thing about these females is they don't talk shit. They have a name. It's called aloe vera. It's called aloe vera. Now I was guided in spirit. I was guided by the spirit, not her. She's like aloe vera plants. You know that takes work, right? And I'm like, woman, we're getting me some aloe vera plants over there. And so we go to the place. They sell the aloe vera plants. And they had like these little babies. Aww. And they had some other ones about $10, $15. So I've had them for about a year. And now I'm like, you know what? All four of them, they have this juju juice coming out of them with the solar. They've been pumped up from the solar flares. Now that we're moving into winter, it's time to bring in the aloe vera plants and have them sleep with me, literally within 10 feet of my bed. Now, I tried to push the envelope. We had somebody come in. They're like, oh, aloe vera plants? This is boring, dude. You're such a dork. And so I led you on, made you look. Aloe vera. Now there's aloe vera juice. Now I don't know anything about the aloe vera consumption. Okay. As far as like, and my blood type, it's not supposed to be good for my blood type. I'm Rh negative. And those of you that only look at things, a massive amount of the population is Rh negative, not the majority, but like 1/8. Aloe vera symbolizes spirituality, good luck, and protection, as well as cleansing. So let me talk about it slowly. It is believed to protect a person from physical accidents and is used to heal minor injuries if they do happen. Drinking aloe vera juice is believed to block the influences of evil spirits from harming your body and physical health. Now that right there, even if my blood type in that book, Eat Right for Your Type, that's one person's opinion. I should go back and keep, when I can afford it, aloe vera juice and just drink a little bit of aloe vera juice every day. What I'm doing for my physical health and mental health is trying to be regular with the creatine and the B12 vitamins and the electrolytes, and then to sauna more on a regular basis, butt naked by myself, sweat and rinse, sweating and then going to the pool and then going to the hot tub and making eye contact with people of a low energy isn't good. So let me talk about today. I am now motivated to put a new foot forward in my personal life and daily routine. In going to the coffee shops, because my life's so awesome, right? In going to the coffee shops and harassing the girls where the place the books are. And going to the coffee shops, I'm emitting a frequency. And if I'm just talking and ranting, it could be, it does turn on. I'm basically a bad boy without them knowing. I'm a bad boy now. So I'm becoming solely attractive to the women, but they don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just an asshole bad boy. That's a bad boy. But if I'm to give them a channel and they hear what I'm saying, oh, you're good, fuck you. And that's the reality of it. Now that I'm developing not romantic, but brotherly, sisterly, heartfelt feelings for women, just want to hold them, just want to teach them, just want to say their life matters. And I want them to believe it too, that they can see the spirit in me and I in them. And there is like this type of not romantic, but brotherly sister energy that doesn't really exist on the planet for very many of us. Many blacks, whites, and Latinos and people of other cultures don't know what it's like to not have people around. They've only their whole life been around people like them. When you're like me, and we'll keep this short to 30 seconds, and you're part white, English, French, Austrian, don't stop watching. We're down to 2, just like that. Just like that, 1/3 couldn't handle it. And that's the secret to my failure, not the secret to my success, by not only being what I am and being discriminated against and people being alienated by my spirituality. Stop being a snowflake. I literally have a juggernaut coming out of my heart of light, in which in reality, it's not my race, it's my heart light. But they, if they identify my race, or they, if they look at my nose, or if I look like somebody they killed in not Vietnam, but Iraq or Afghanistan, then they're going to look at me and think racist thoughts, when in reality, the demons that control them don't like my light. You understand? So in reality, many racists are actually being controlled by demons who actually don't like the light of those humans who, and this is this is what identifies the racist within you if you have it. Any allergy to the idea that certain people like me have a spiritual seed to them. That would be racism to go, oh, fuck that. No way. Yes. Yes way. Yes. Yes, indeed. The knowledge that I have about the sun, the knowledge that I have about China, the knowledge that I have about what they really did to Afghani children when they were there. Oh, they kidnapped and fucked a shitload of them and sent their asses to Saudi Arabia. And yet on the internet, they want you blaming the Afghans, going dancing boys, dancing boys. So when you type in Afghanistan into YouTube, you're under mind control. Do you understand? Now, the most spiritual thing any of you people can do as people that may not have yourselves gone to Afghanistan, but your society is to actually say Afghan lives matter, care about Afghan History Month, and chastise your system for being warlike. One person just dropped down, and that's what I'm getting at. Snap out of it. In the name of Jesus Christ, you will show compassion. In the name of Jesus Christ, the people that are watching this need to wake up. Now, if Maria from Colorado says she's watching for years, and she's not John from Portland, and she's not lying, she, like most women, are defective in their brains. Not because they drank the wrong juice, although the programming could be a part of it, because they were born defective, because they're not showing compassion and they're not paying attention. Why they're watching, I'm not sure. I've speculated. Is it surveillance? Are they watching for the reptoids? Are they trying to harm me emotionally when they know that I'm low? All those and more. It's more like all the above. Mark D, all the above. But what we're waiting for are the women to emerge from the audience that are able to retain information. Right? That are able to retain their soul, that are able to communicate with me outside of particular celestial events or moon cycles, that are actually able to mature their psychic abilities other than shaking their snatch and going, look at me, I'm a psychic, I can control the weather. I, like Dion Fortune, only to reject me and make me feel small, because they don't realize they're working for them to cause me to have no self-esteem, to cause me to what? To quit. They don't get that. That their talk shit nature, oh, I'm going to be nice to you and throw you away, then chastise you as a man for wanting me. Fuck you, bitch. You're not a part of the truth movement. You're a parasite. One reason you even talk about the archons, the only reason you have gifts is because you have them in your blood, which you admit. That doesn't make you a truther. It means you're sabotaging those of us that are real truthers. Does that make sense, accidental warrior? That you're not a truther, that you are there to parasite and psychically attack the real men that would save your ass from what? Human trafficking. But you don't want a man to save you from human trafficking. You want to talk shit. So let's go back to Sylvester Stallone's daughter. She's like, oh my God, there's a guy in New York. He's screaming at me. Nobody would help me. Bitch, I'm trying to help you every fucking day. Why did your dad, who was in Rocky, not warn you about Bluetooth headphones? I want to know about Sylvester Stallone. I want you people to start talking. You don't talk enough to me. You need to talk more about how you're not getting laid, less about how you're not getting laid or something like that. MGTOW bullshit, jerky jerk. Tell somebody who gives a fucking rat's ass about your fucking problems. I care about this nation, bro, not your cock. I care about America, Afghanistan, Iraq, places you fucking don't care about. Okay? And a lot of people, they like to, oh yeah, fuck those Southeast Asians. They like to make themselves all big and mighty and like kick down, punch down at other people while acting like they're super compassionate or something. You got to watch out for anybody coming from the MGTOW crowd unless they tell you your life matters and that they're not in the matrix and that they're spiritual. And so catering to angry men that don't get laid will lead you nowhere, and you surround yourself but nothing but angry men with their cocks in their hand that don't know about China, solar flares, empathy for you, off-grid living. All they can talk about is women this, women that, women this, women that. That's not what my show is at all, motherfucker. I am proud to be a white knight. My issues with women is being ignored by them when I say you should be free. You should not be trafficked. You should have value. You should be on stage with me speaking Gnostic stuff and reading the Pisces Sophia. I'm anything but a typical misogynist MGTOW man with his cock in his hand. If anything, I promote no fap, hating pornography, and viewing it as a last-ditch effort that men with the high libidos, because they're healthy and strong, have to revert to because they don't want to rape nobody. And somebody like, I won't say his name, people that I knew once before, they came across as people like, fuck porn, man. But when it comes to bitches, do anything possible to get in their pants and use them and hurt them. Fuck porn, hurt the woman. Oh, bro, no, I'd rather watch porn than hurt a woman, actually. So let's move on. What else are we going to talk about today? We're going to review sex toys. No, I'm just kidding. Now, beaming thoughts at people and cars showing up with 144 numbers. I'm loving the energy. Are you loving this? Here, have some light. Because I'll tell you, and I want you to start liking, but life is more than liking. But when you do that, we do psychically connect. And I do think loving thoughts about the people that like my channel. Now, as you come in, if you're a new viewer, you should subscribe. I want to thank those of you that have brought my channel up to 134. I get discouraged when people unsubscribe. However, this channel is not for people that are of a low energy. I'll try to calm all demons. But if somebody has a beef with me, my ancestors, the first thing I want to say is I want to commend all of you that are still watching for being okay with me being me. That's it. And if you want to see me make Afghan food, understand I don't know how to make Afghan food as of your recent poll. I would have to watch YouTube and pretend I know. You understand that, right? And that I'm not from their culture. So for new people, I'm bent a lot, super angry and intelligent because I'm a super outcast. And I realize that I have a learning disability. I never told you out front like that. I've never been screened. It's obvious. It's obvious to you that I can't do certain things in this world, but I'm super smart and nerdy with certain shit. It should be obvious to all of you. When it comes to, hey, bro, come here. I want you to make this hamburger. I want you to put this on it, this on it, this on it. Are you listening to me? Hey, what's wrong with you? They talked poorly to me, okay, in 2019, 2020, when I couldn't figure out how to do the menu. And the thing is this, I'm super smart. I'm super spiritual. I can beam thoughts into people's heads, even yours and you to me, but I'm not good at making your tacos. I'm not good at being a deep fry. I can be good if you leave me alone at being a work grunt, as long as my back doesn't get too hurt with stalking. If I learn how to squat right and just do stalking and not look anyone in the eye and just work, I'm a good worker. Same thing with like bussing tables. But when it comes to taking orders, looking people in the eye and engaging, people are uncomfortable with my energy because I beam out energy from my mind, my eyes, my heart, maybe even my root chakra. Certainly women feel it when you're feeling it for them. And it's not always something in which the woman runs. I allow myself to think full-on thoughts about a woman who is a mother, who looks spiritual at the farmer's market. And instead of run off like I thought she did, she actually sat behind me while I was doing my podcast to take in my essence. Kind of interesting stuff there. This is paint, by the way. This is okay. Now I'm not really getting emails right now, but I'm not going to complain about it or make you feel bad. Okay. I'm just going to tell you, like, I would like to work with other spiritualists on advanced topics. And I really am flying solo with me in the spirit of Dion Fortune and others. On the topic of that, this is one of the first time I've done something like this. And to me, this isn't really about Day of the Dead only. This is about every day. All right. So we have my mom's picture, as she probably would want, taken out of it because she's not dead and we don't want her dead. But it's up to God what happens to her. And she should never forget that. She should never become a full-on mind-controlled satanic witch and think I'm in control of her fate. It's God, the one that she hates. She needs to remember that because she sinned against God and dissed God many times and confused the devil for God. So she needs to own that. So who are we looking at? We have my grandpa here. We have Alexander Chizhevsky, who in 1918 became famous, or he began watching the solar flare war correlation, and they threw him in the Russian joint for it. So don't act like bad things don't happen to brilliant people. They do. This is Jim Hellwig, the ultimate warrior, who was very racist and warlike, and I believe in forgiveness to people that promoted the military industrial complex if they're willing to change. In the living, men are not willing to change that served in the military. One man did send me a donation. I thought he went to Iraq or Afghanistan, and the truth came out he never deployed, meaning men that have deployed do see me as a subhuman. That is confirmed. So I can never be a military person and can never be respectful or around women that hang out with military men Not until the men are like, oh, bro, we killed those people, but you're different. They actually have a mind control block. It is actually worse than you think. To even go overseas to begin. So this guy named Blake, he is the reason why, and I hope he supports that I just decided to start looking better and to stop calling myself a victim, because he chastised me and said, you got to stop that shit, bro. I don't see you as an Afghan. I see you as an Italian. And when you talk about suicide, you're hurting me. You're hurting me, bro. Don't do that. And I got offended. Well, he gave me money when he met me online. And I took that and bought a suit jacket, and that was representative. So he didn't go overseas, but he was going to. Well, you know what? Same thing happened with me. I was going to, but I had a criminal charge in 2000. And so that felony charge that later stopped me from having a gun stopped me from being the ultimate sinner. I think that you can end up in jail to save your ass for a bad situation. Can I get an amen? I'm going to send prayer love to you, and you can send it back to me, and I'm feeling it. Now, I'm a little disappointed that my cat can't sleep with me. My cat slept last night in the cat crate because my friend is allergic, and we don't sleep in the same room. She's like, no bueno. That cat is going back down to its room. The cat has its own room. So this is the symbol for Maz bin Jabal, the guy who rode with the prophet. There's nothing about him being a P or anything like that. Going to Yemen basically to spread the word. He had knowledge. He was born with knowledge. He was born with knowledge. So he wasn't like some follower. He had his own shit going on. Stuff. This is my grandma. The only thing that me and her had in common, just so you know, was watching Mr. Bean. She couldn't speak English. Her husband, Hamid Saeed Ansari, is featured here, and he trained the police and was involved in higher education when they were building universities, when the women were walking around freely. That's why you have to have an Afghan History Month, so you can see that they were looking like y'all in Portland in the counterculture period. And the evil came in, the jinn came in through the outsiders and through Russia and destroyed their ass, meaning people like Aaron Edmondson of Portland, Oregon, who's a neo-Nazi, in my opinion, who's friends with Gunnar Standard, and my blue hair, he's another one of three Jewish supremacists. They are possessed now with hate of all Arabs because of this war going on, just like the churches. We're talking about truthers that I've known for 15 years. The shit this guy said to me was, you know what? You're so into the left-right paradigm just because I don't want to suck Russia's cock. That's pretty psychopathic. So Carl, I always suspected, was actually a master. And when I looked up his number or his name or something in some master book at Lloyd Center, in the bookstore there, you know what I'm talking about, by Holiday Park, the number 33 came up. Anyway, I've had synchronicities where I believe the truth is being revealed to me that he is in a better place and he's watching us. And my mom is ashamed for throwing his black ass away because he warned her not to go to New York. And she's still not correcting it, meaning my mother and her psychopathic nature, which we're all witnessing, refusing to accept our prayers, refusing to get out, refusing to sell her stocks and buy land, like she's a nutbag. She is like so many people addicted to that. We had one person just stop watching. You see, I'll start going into a new level of territory. Somebody will just stop watching so they won't take in the truth. Who would that be who just stopped watching? Who would that be who just stopped watching? Who could that be who just stopped watching? You see, the way the devil works is the devil will literally order people to stop watching when they're about to get truth, which is why I'm going to be at Starbucks, just so you know. All right, this is Patrick Swayze. Okay, and this is Grandpa and Grandma. Basically, we are here to access the powers of the mind because we're all going to be dead soon. And so my mother's going to be resistant to Astral City because in Astral City, you're being shown a lesson. This guy who made all this money as a doctor, who's in that movie, right, basically sinned by worshiping food, worshiping women, worshiping wine. He ends up as a doctor, croaking, waking up in a dark place, and then being lifted up from that dark place to something higher when he rises above and repents, if you will, from where he was. He raises his frequency. Now, what type of New Ager, only a fake one who worships aliens, would be disgusted by the message from Astral City? Doesn't that look beautiful? Wouldn't that reveal someone as fake as if they are allergic to all things regarding heaven? What I see now are women that have been turned to the dark side. And I want to believe that we can bring them back, but people need to start bringing people back to the light other than trying to use their vagina and cock. That's what too many people are doing. I believe that you can truth someone through your cock or vagina as long as there's a truth frequency to go with it. If you fuck without romance, if you fuck without monogamy, if you fuck without your ethnicity, life matters, your life matters. If you have some sort of a problem with addressing the problem of hate fucking, which is to be really carnal and turned on by people that you really don't like. So you have a lot of horny black men that want to rape whitey. And then you have white women that hate men from the third world. They like to fuck that, suck that cock, suck on that juju, gargle, but never massage, never heart. So there's something actually going on in the wiring of these humanoids that are super carnal and hateful. Can I get an amen? Have I lost you yet? I think you need a break. We need a break. We need a break from my intensity, and we literally have to stop going intense and change we need to go in idle mode for a few minutes. And then we go back to me going, whoomp, whoomp. This is pomegranate. My job today is to go, no, Alex, Vallis, you are not to be a dopehead. You are to put the McDonald's down. Fuck your dopamine needs. Who cares if you're sad? Go cry, little baby. Go cry. I want my McDonald's. I mean, seriously, stop looking at that dirty Pinocha. She doesn't like you. They're not going to get your order right. Get your shit together. Yeah, exactly. Get the fuck out of here. So this shit will boost your fucking libido and have you ready for 13 orgasms with 26 or 39 women on a single day. And only a Superman could do that. Okay. And I think some of you are starting to get the suspicion that I am some sort of a Superman, that you were lied to about my people. You were lied to hardcore, and you're still not willing to admit it. But what I want to see is a really, really activated woman sexually who sees my heritage as totally fine. My height is totally fine, and my intelligence, not my cock looking all powerful and shiny, emanating an aura like, yum, I'd like to have that me. No. I want you to like, woman, the whole package. I want you to like the third eye. I want you to like the root chakra. I definitely want you to like the energy coming out of the heart. Just going for the cock by itself. And see, women now, they've gotten hit to the fact this dude's got energy coming out of his eyes. This dude's got energy coming out of his hair. This is not compatible with Shaitan's web. What Shaitan, you ask? Might want to get a Google. Guess what, Sunshine McFly? It's on your fucking cell phone. And that's the crazy thing about this. Have you ever figured this out? That we're in this world where all these women are on the cell phone, and then I'm on the laptop, the ultimate machine for making content that goes on the cell phone. Are you slow, or do you mean to say it in 0.5, slow it down? It's like this. I make content that's easily watched and one person stopped watching. I make content that's very easy to digest so they can watch on their cell phone. Now, only a retard makes content on the cell phone. Only a retard thinks he's awake and watches content on the cell phone. Only a retard watches content on the cell phone. You will never stop being insulted by me for being a cell phone junkie. You are not permitted to be a cell phone junkie and think you're a truther in my classroom. You were instructed 10 years ago, little girl, to get rid of your cell phone and get yourself what's called a laptop. You're looking at it now, honey. Laptops don't fit in your pocket and don't go up your wazoo. A laptop you put on a table, you don't hold it. You have a few feet between you. You don't put the laptop in your head, honey. You don't put the laptop in your butt, honey. You create a few feet distance like this, and then you look at it from a distance. Do we really need to go to Bette Midler to get you to hear this word from a distance? You holding the cell phone in your hand while watching me is asking for it, retard. Okay, so don't act like you're fighting spiritual warfare where you're like, you're taking the jinn into your hand chakra. How many times have I told you that? When are you people ever going to get it? And that's the ultimate reason you don't donate. Because you're so infected by demons that you don't want to give back. So don't be cruel, bitch. It's time for an offering. And the time now is just after sorry, it's not much, but that'll get you started. And then we got some candles here. We've got 11 candles here. And we'll put this on the altar later. Ooh, he's venerating the dead. We've got some tea light candles here. And then we'll add a little incense, a few sweets, put the pomegranate out. And this is how you eat the pomegranate. It's really, really, and I didn't even know. I mean, you think that my daddy or A-Man or somebody, let's talk about A-Man. Everything was about just eating big plates of Chinese food, bro. There was never any nutrition. The nutrition talk was, oh, I'm so strong. I work out so much. I just burn everything up. Guy had a pudge for years. It was big, but he liked to eat. What I'm saying is, I might be a little guy, but in a way, I know more than A-Man and Noel Fuller. I know more than A-Man, Noel Fuller, all their homies, and everybody at that gym, Curtis. Okay? Because I'm gifted. And so even if I don't look the part, I can still write knowledge down, put it in books, and if I'm not shadow banned, right? And understand, this book, as far as I'm concerned, should be taught to kids. There's no foul language. The issue that people have is, if they see my name and they look me up, then they're going to be like, oh my God, he's this or he's that. Or maybe they might think I'm a criminal or something because of the slander. It's really difficult for me to be a mind reader. But what is clear is this: I let that slander stuff in my mind for years destroy my life and my mental health at the point where I nearly killed myself. All right. With drugs, with pharmaceuticals. And what happened was I had to come to a God moment and realize y'all disliked me even before that. You know what I mean? Like, you keep me at a safe distance from the screen. Now, you keep me at a safe distance. Now, I want you to hold this in your consciousness for your protection, right? Now, why don't you do that with your cell phone? And I want you to hold this in your mind. You keep me at a safe distance. You like to watch me for years, but you keep me at a safe distance. You won't email me, but you let in the New World Order right into your vagina, woman. You're the ultimate hypocrite to even think that you're learning something from this channel and not be talking to me. You have to talk to me without people watching you because you get psychically attacked. And if you don't know what this verbiage is, it's really curious why you're here. Now, can you watch me if you have a learning disability, you don't realize it, and still be learning from me? Yes. Yes. But sometimes you need to be scolded. Now, I miss my friend in Portland, but I said and wrote harsh things to him because I don't trust him and I see him as hateful, and he needed to know that. He needs to know how I really saw him. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people in this world that want to act like they're manly men, real big and bad, real tough, real good at arguing. And some of them, like, read a lot of these books back in the day. I didn't. How to win arguments, how to win over people, how to manipulate people, get results, how to get revenge. All these books I thought were kind of cool in the 80s and 90s, but I never really read them. I really am a be your own man type of a guy. One of the things A-Man would say is what you need to do, because you make ugly faces that make people go away from you, is get a mirror and watch your facial expressions in the mirror and adjust your face accordingly. Well, it is true that I make a beast face. I look at my face on camera going, oh, there goes that face again. All I can say is it's ethnicity. I can't really change it. The constant obsession with it being demonic isn't my problem. That's your problem. Okay. I wasn't made to look like a model in the face, but I was made to look like a badass truther with energy shooting out of my eyes. That's different. I was made to walk into a room, not necessarily a physical badasses and make them leave, but people that are harboring demons. Oh yeah. So they could be a physical badass. And so today the guy looks at me when he walks in, and I know why he's looking at me, because I'm psychic to bad energy. And he's got the come and take it shirt. Now, what I'm trying to do is experiment. Can I convert someone from a negative to a light being in seconds while they're in my presence? Because what it is when some people are in my presence or in my classroom, they change, or when I'm around them. But interference can come from within their own consciousness, from their own wife, or a job to push me out. So that's what happened with Ryan McPherson. Crystal McPherson, because they're Archon possessed, stepped in so that I would not be able to influence Ryan to not kill himself with alcohol. right? That was the whole thing, was me criticizing alcohol abuse because he lives there on Crooked Road. He can easily go off the road knowing that he did it with me. He drove me into the river. Ryan McPherson drove me into the river and didn't want me to tell Crystal. So he's predisposed to being an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying by that? He's predisposed to harm himself or others. And so we literally have a death race fetish culture to where women will force me out of the lives of their men, right? If I'm trying to help them. Okay. And we went from 6 viewers to 0 viewers. So it is time to cars showing up with 144 numbers. And so I'm seeing more and more at Starbucks. We're going to conclude at 33 and come back with a special on 144. So I'm seeing the 144 show up, and it's often like numbers that add up to 10 and then 44. So it could be something like, let me give an example. 7322. License plate. Forget the letters, and we're just going to talk about the numbers. Okay, add 2 and 2, that's 4, or 88. Okay, 7388. 7 and 3 is 10. That's 1, and then you split the 8s. You have 4 4. So often I'll see a 144 or a 114. Also 116, which is 911 upside down, and then constantly parking next to cars that are 1-1 that add up to 1-1. Okay. And then when I need to slow down and create balance in my life, I just hallucinated a third like, but whatever. When I need to slow down and create balance in my life, I'll see the 6-6, not a 666, but a 6-6. That's to slow down. And so I am slowing down, creating balance. So don't just do videos. I'm telling myself, go to the coffee shop, make no videos, just write. And when I'm writing, meditating, having crystals, and reading Dion Fortune's book, and then looking at the people, and then also thinking very finally unhappy thoughts about the nasty females. So the nasty females are the most allergic to me. White women are the most allergic of all the humans, and Muslims. Whites and Muslims are the most allergic of all the demographics. That would be white people, Anglo-Saxon people, and Muslims. The fact that y'all are fighting is actually quite hysterical. And the idea of white versus black is ridiculous. There's actually a white-black love fest everywhere I look, weaponized against brown. If you want to get closer to God, if you ever want to give back, if you ever start feeling remorse, start actually giving me some time and energy and things that I'm talking about. And don't get absorbed in the fake patriot movement or the woke movement. If you ever start feeling feelings in your heart, find a way that you can help me write a book, edit a book, give back. Don't be a taker. All of you are takers, and I'm not seeing consciousness in my audience. You're just watching me for entertainment, and there's no emails. Okay, I'm not the asshole. You are. When you start emailing me and we start talking, then there's going to be a sign that I'm reaching your soul. If you're just liking or not liking, a ton of you don't like at all, and that's really sad. Like, I can show you videos in which I'm recognizing the dead, and all the likes are my own. Okay, and so those things I do take as signs that there's much room for improvement. Take a deep breath. Breathe in that healing energy that can permit you to believe that other lives matter other than just the Anglo-Saxon Celtic culture, and breathe out that programming that's holding you back from saying Afghan lives matter. Clapping away the demons holding you back from being a full-fledged human being. Congratulations, kiddo. You found the ultimate life coach of the world.